Early morning. Manila awakens slowly under a curtain of gold. The sunlight sneaks between the tangled wires and narrow alleyways, touching the wet cobblestones where yesterday's rain still lingers. A barefoot boy, no older than 12, kneels beside a row of colorful jeepneys, his small hands rubbing a dusty mirror with an old rag. He hums as he works, a tune soft as a whisper, but steady, alive. It's the kind of melody that doesn't come from training, but from something deeper: hunger, hope, and heartbreak woven together. Around him, the city stirs. Vendors shout prices of pandesal and fish, tricycles rattle down the street, radios play morning news in a mix of English and Tagalog. Yet somehow, through all that noise, his voice rises, fragile, pure, defying the chaos. A jeepney driver pauses, leaning on his door, listening. For a brief moment, the usual Manila rush seems to stop. The boy's humming becomes a song, one he doesn't even realize he's singing. The words are about dreams, about his mother who works nights at the market, about wanting to buy her real shoes one day. The camera moves closer, his lips, cracked but steady, his eyes, bright but tired. Behind him, the alley fades into soft blur, as if the world is melting away, leaving only him and his song. When he finishes, the city resumes, horns blare, dogs bark, children run past him laughing. But something has shifted. The jeepney driver claps softly, smiling. The boy smiles back, shyly, then picks up his rag again. He doesn't know it yet, but that small moment, that quiet song in a forgotten alley, will be the first note that changes his life forever. The boy stands backstage, barefoot inside borrowed shoes a size too big. Around him, bright lights, polished floors, and towering cameras make him feel smaller than ever. He clutches a crumpled piece of paper, his audition number, the ink slightly smudged by sweat. His name is called. He takes a shaky breath and walks out. The stage feels endless. The judges sit behind their desk, faces unreadable, papers rustling. The audience murmurs, curious but distracted. He bows awkwardly. "Good morning, Po," he whispers into the microphone. A faint squeal of feedback echoes through the hall. The sound startles him. His grip tightens. The judges exchange polite glances. They've seen hundreds of contestants already. Nothing special yet. The camera zooms in. His trembling hands clutch the mic like it's the only thing keeping him standing. His eyes dart toward the audience, rows of faces blurred in the glare of the stage lights. His breathing quickens. For a heartbeat, the silence stretches. He remembers his mother's voice from earlier that morning. "Sing like it's your last chance, Anik." He swallows hard. The memory steadies him. A single drop of sweat rolls down his temple. The stage light catches it, a glittering sign of every sleepless night, every meal skipped, every dream whispered into the dark. He looks up, takes one deep breath, and closes his eyes. The hall fades away. The cameras, the crowd, the fear. All that remains is the sound of his heartbeat, strong and rhythmic, like the start of a song. Then, softly, he begins to sing. And in that trembling note, fragile yet fearless, the line between fear and destiny disappears. Something extraordinary has just begun. The first note slips out, almost uncertain, a whisper that trembles in the air. His voice is small at first, fragile, like it's afraid to be heard. But then, something inside him ignites. He takes a deeper breath, his shoulders rise, and the next note blooms, rich, clear, powerful. The hall stills. Conversations die mid-sentence. The judges lean forward unconsciously. The boy's eyes close, shutting out the lights, the cameras, the crowd. He's not on a stage anymore. He's back in the alleys of Manila, singing over the noise of tricycles and vendors, singing to survive. Each lyric carries the weight of that life. The hunger, the long nights, the dreams too big for his world. His voice rises and falls like a story being told, raw, unpolished, yet heartbreakingly real. The microphone trembles slightly in his hand, but his tone never breaks. It soars higher, fuller, until even the echo seems to listen. The camera sweeps across the audience in slow motion, faces turned upward, eyes glistening. One woman in the front row wipes away a tear she didn't expect. A judge's lips part, stunned. The room breathes as one, caught between sorrow and awe. The boy doesn't see them. He's lost in his own music, chairs forming behind his closed eyes. Every note is a piece of his soul laid bare, the pain of growing up too fast, the hope that tomorrow might be kinder. As his voice reaches its peak, a hush blankets the hall, a silence so deep it feels sacred. And in that silence, everyone feels it. This is not just a song. It's a cry, a prayer, a miracle born from struggle, a soul finally being heard. He reaches the final note, his voice breaking, trembling on the edge between strength and surrender. The sound seems to carry every memory he's ever held. The hunger, the street corners, the nights he sang himself to sleep. For a heartbeat, time freezes. Then, it happens. A single judge, tears glimmering in her eyes, slams her hand down on the golden buzzer. The hall erupts, an explosion of cheers, gasps, and disbelief. The golden confetti bursts from above, cascading like a storm of sunlight. The boy stands frozen, his chest still heaving from the last note. He looks upward, his eyes wide, trembling. The confetti touches his face, sticks to his damp cheeks, sparkles in his hair. The camera pans slowly upward, capturing the moment like a holy revelation, a barefoot boy from the slums, standing under a rain of gold. The audience rises to their feet. Some are crying, others shouting his name. The judges stand, clapping through tears. The music swells, triumphant, cinematic, as the camera circles around him in slow motion, his expression shifting from shock to disbelief to pure, unfiltered joy. The judge runs to the stage, wrapping him in a tight embrace. His hands shake as he covers his face, overwhelmed, laughing and crying at once. The golden light reflects off every tear. In that instant, he is no longer the boy from the alleyway. He is a star, not made of fame, but of faith, of struggle, of the fire that refused to die. As the crowd chants his name and confetti rains endlessly, the camera lingers on his tear-streaked smile, the face of someone who has just touched heaven. Backstage, the noise of the crowd fades into a muffled echo. The boy stands there for a moment, dazed, still catching his breath. Then his knees give out, and he drops to the floor, trembling. Golden confetti clings to his clothes, his hair, his skin, tiny fragments of a dream that just came true. Tears stream down his face, but he's smiling through them, gasping softly as if he still can't believe it. Behind him, through the curtains, the audience is still cheering his name. The melody of his song plays faintly over the speakers, slower now, softer, like a lullaby wrapping around his heart. Then, a voice, Anik. He turns, and there she is, his mother, breathless, eyes shining with pride and disbelief. She rushes forward, falls to her knees beside him, and pulls him into her arms. For a long moment, they just hold each other, crying, laughing, unable to speak. The camera moves closer, a slow, intimate shot of their embrace. Her hands cup his face, brushing away tears. His smile trembles, lips quivering as he whispers, "Ma, I did it." She nods, speechless, her own tears falling onto his cheek. The golden glitter in his hair catches the backstage light, glowing softly, like the world itself is blessing this moment. The judges peek from behind the curtain, watching quietly, moved beyond words. Crew members pause, letting the scene unfold untouched. As the song's final note fades, the screen fills with a warm, golden hue. The boy looks up, eyes shining, face wet with tears but full of hope. Text on screen, "Greater than," he sang from the heart, and the world finally listened. Fade out, silence. Then, the sound of applause, still echoing in eternity.